All right, what's up, everybody? Welcome. It's Thursday, March 9th, 2023, episode number 319. You can believe that, of the Simply Cyber Daily Cyber Threat Briefing. I'm your host, Dr. Gerald Dozier, and over the next 45 minutes, me, you, Funky Monk, Andrew Nakamura, Aaron McDowell, Jared Matthews, Neon Nomad, JoJo, and so many others of the Simply Cyber community are going to be shredding the top cybersecurity news stories like an 80s keyboard cowboy surfing the information superhighway in an awesome neon retro synthwave glow. It's going to be a good time. If you are a practitioner in the industry, you're going to get value because we're going to be covering the top news stories, and it'll give enlightenment, direction, insight into what you can do tactically today, tomorrow, this week, next week, or strategically. Long-term macro, planning, budgets are coming up, all those things. You're going to love it. And if you're looking to break in the industry, welcome aboard. You're not only joining one of the most inclusive communities in the cybersecurity sphere, but you're going to get asked in an interview, how do you stay current? This right here is an excellent answer. We're going to be covering all sorts of terminologies, techniques, threat actor names, the works. There's nothing's out of bounds here. As far as topics go, behaviors, there are boundaries for behavior. But before we get into that, I do want to give a shout out and much blue heart love to the show's sponsors who keep this train running, starting with my good friend Eric Taylor at Barricade Cyber Solutions. Barricade Cyber Solutions is dedicated to helping businesses from cyber attacks and recover from the damage done. Cyber attacks can cause massive issues for businesses and send dedicated, hardworking business owners into turmoil. Talking tummy troubles, people, get your Pepto. But guess what? Barricade Cyber Solutions, they're basically like a personified version of Pepto-Bismol. They know how to mitigate the damage done. They know how to make business owners feel empowered to not feel victimized from cyber incidents. If you don't have a plan for getting punched in the mouth cyber-wise, get to barricadecyber.com, get on Eric Taylor's calendar. You can meet with him at noon today and just have a casual conversation. The guy knows what he's talking about. Jojo, I will, thanks for the super chat, and I will respond to that after. Also want to say shout out and much love to Panopsci. Thank you, Panopsci. Brandon Poole's company. If you guys know Brandon Poole, he's a gem for our industry. Guys, don't guess at what you should be doing, where you should be investing in your information security program, where your current controls are good, where your current controls are gapped. Nothing is dumber, like literally. You are so dumb. Nothing is dumber than investing in new technology that duplicates something that you already have in your environment. You just didn't have it configured correctly. Panopsci can help you with a quantified risk assessment. Come in, talk to your business, talk to your staff, InfoSec, IT staff. Put numbers, percentage points, statistics all around, level of effort. If you invest $200,000 more, you could get 30 to 40% more security. If you invest $500,000 more, you're still going to get 30 to 40% more security. So there you go. Panopsci just paid for itself and having you not waste money to not get additional cyber risk reduction. Quantified risk assessments. Check it out. Contact Panopsci for that. Love those guys. Love Brandon Poole. The guy's been on the channel a million times. Awesome dude. All right, guys. Remember, each episode of the Cyber Threat Briefing, the Daily Cyber Threat Brief, is half a CPE. Check your certification body policies. This is an instructor-led webinar covering industry topics. I'm qualified to be talking about these things. If they say, oh, it's a podcast, like, whatever, like, we can argue that if need be, okay? But say what's up in chat. Hashtag Team Live is one easy way to say what's up. Looks like we got 104 people in here right now. Welcome to the party, Team Live. If you're watching on replay because, it's not a good time for you right now, or because you're on the other side of the planet and you're asleep, well, hello from the past. Good day to you in the future. Go ahead and drop a Team Replay, hashtag Team Replay, in the comments of the video. Let me know, you could say just Team Replay, but I do love engaging with the folks in the comments on Team Replay. Team Replay are people too, right? We've always got the, I do want to say a little hat tip to the Team Hybrid. If you got in here late and you're watching double speed to catch up to us live, when you catch up to us, welcome to the party, Team Hybrid. And a final shout out to Team lurker, which we don't call lurkers. I only say it so you identify what I'm talking about. Hashtag passive observer. If you are suffering from imposter syndrome, if you feel socially introverted, if you've heard me rail up here a million times about how important networking is, but you're not sure how to take that first step, well, my friend, just drop hashtag passive observer in chat and watch what happens. You will be welcomed with open arms by this community. You don't have to do anything else other than just type that one thing, and it'll start the momentum train of you networking. Now, with that aside, it is What's Your Meme Thursday, and Haircut Fish, aka Dan Reardon, draws up a new, fresh, certified fresh meme every Thursday, and today is no different. Obviously, he always makes me the the target of his memes, and if you're a regular on the show, you're going to recognize this is a harken back to my Tidbits Tuesday element that I dropped on Tuesday this week, so stay tuned to that. But right now, we're going to get into the news, so I would love for you to sit back, relax, get your most enjoyable beverage. What's up, Burcell? Good to see you, Passive Observer. Glad to have you here. Hop in, relax, and sit back as we let the top cyber news wash over us in an awesome wave. See you at the mid-roll.
From the CISO series, it's Cybersecurity Headlines.
It's Thursday, March 9th, 2023. TSA issues cybersecurity regulations. The U.S. Transportation Security Administration announced new regulations meant to improve cyber threat defenses for aircraft owners and operators. Aviation operators under the TSA's purview must now develop approved implementation plans describing measures to improve cybersecurity postures. These plans need to outline how operations can safely proceed even in the event of a compromise of IT or operational technology. The plans must also outline how it will prevent unauthorized access to critical systems, implement continuous monitoring, and keep up with system patching. This follows the Biden administration's release of its national cybersecurity strategy. We've seen other agencies like the EPA already release similar plans to comply with it.
Damn, son. Okay, so I don't know if you guys know, like it'll definitely flag me as a copyright strike. So I don't know if you here. You know what? To heck with it. We don't follow rules here. Listen to this song. This is what pops into my head when I hear what's going on. Push it to the limit. Dude, the federal government is like out of control right now in a wicked good way. They passed this White House strategy legislation. All of a sudden, it's like, get your Oprah emotes going. It's like water sector, you're going to get help. Aviation sector, you're going to get help. Everyone's going to get help. If you write software, you're going to be held accountable. We're pushing it downstream. Critical infrastructure, you get help. It's like they took the pedal and like put a cinder block on it, and they are going full tilt. I love it. I freaking love it. Okay, we need this. This is what we needed. We need this level of oversight. You want to talk about governance? Pushing it. This is governance at a massive scale. Okay, so check it out. Recently, if you recall, the FAA has had some issues, right? There was like that Nomads system, if you remember the Nomad system that went down, which allows like towers to talk to planes, and like flights were grounded for a hot minute, right? That was an indicator of aging technology, of legacy tech, of systems that, quite frankly, a very critical industry that's used by hundreds of thousands of people every single day for travel, that is incredibly dangerous if the planes get compromise, the tech stack, all that stuff. So they don't need to be operating on all this antiquated tech. So the federal government is pushing it to the limit by pushing down regulations to say, hey, airports, guess what? I know you like to make a handsome profit, but guess what? You're going to start taking some of that revenue and upgrading your infrastructure from a security perspective. Also, aircraft operators. Now, one thing that jumps out to me is like, okay, the aircraft industry is like on a race to the bottom as far as market goes. And this is going to get into business, and I won't bore you with all the details. But if you look at the way that the airline industry works now, the way they price tickets, yes, it fluctuates day to day, but like literally when you shop for an airline ticket, you typically shop for price and then like convenience, right? And the airline industry knows that you're shopping for price, so it's a race to the bottom by having the cheapest airfare, so they get to the top of the list. And now they're like overbooking flights, they're canceling flights, they're kind of screwing over the customer. But that's partly because their margins, I assume, are not very thin here. Delta, I'm just picking Delta annual revenue 2022. I'm just picking Delta really quickly as an example. I want to see what their annual revenue was. $50 billion? Okay. Jesus, that blows out that argument. See, this is why you fact check. Okay, so with $50 billion, the major airline industries are fully capable of, hold on.
Great cash, homie.
They're fully capable of implementing upgraded technologies, hiring staff to implement those technologies, deprecating or removing, sunsetting, decommissioning, whatever word you like to use, legacy technologies. I think the one challenge that I think jumps out to me right away is aircraft owners. So if you're a private aircraft owner, right, there's tons of those running around flying little Cessnas and stuff like that. How are you going to be held accountable or obligated to engage in those things, or is it only commercial aircraft? It doesn't say that necessarily, but that would be one thing that I'm concerned about. At the end of the day, this to me needs to be like a total like uplift or retrofit of the entire industry, right? They say a rising tide raises all boats. This is true. The entire industry needs to get uplifted. The like Band-Aids and spot treatments and stuff like that isn't going to cut it with something as important as this. So it's like basically an entire airline industry upgrade. Now, the final thing I'll say about this, and this is a perfect case study, is that regulation is requiring this to happen. That if you left it in the hands of the actual businesses, they wouldn't do it. And I'll tell you why. If Delta spends $1 billion, right? $1 billion on upgrading the security of all their technologies and crap like that, getting rid of old tech, paying for consultants to come in and all that. They can't sell that to you, right? Delta sells plane tickets. That's what they sell. They will fly me from here to Deadwood, South Dakota, right? That's what they're selling me. If they fly me there, and they've invested $1 billion into the security infrastructure of their tech stacks, I still get to Deadwood, South Dakota. It's the same flight. It's the same time. It's the same. Do you want peanuts or crackers or those like really delicious cookies? What are those cookies called? They taste like vanilla, kind of. Oh my God, Biscoff, whatever. They're not getting their $1 billion investment back, so they had to be regulated into doing this. That's the final thing I'll say about that. Industries are businesses. They're all about money, all about profit driven. And if you are not forcing them to make these investments, they're not going to.
Lazarus Group deploys zero-day. Security researchers at ASEC report that the pernicious North Korean threat group targeted an unnamed South Korean finance firm twice last year, in May and October. Both seemingly relied on the same zero-day vulnerability on a certificate program that was commonly used by public institutions and universities. This appears to have impacted the most up-to-date version of the software, as after the first attack, the organization updated all of their software. ASEC disclosed the zero-day to the Korean Internet and Security Agency, but it remains under verification and unpatched.
Okay, so this stinks. I'm just reading here. Okay, so there is a linked payload by ESET. So basically, some South Korean finance firm, Lazarus Group attacks. No surprise, Lazarus is a North Korean threat actor group, state-sponsored, and they basically they are basically the GDP for North Korea, right? So North Korea is really in this interesting bind where they want to be a first world player. They want to be treated like a first world player, but no one in the world, they have so many sanctions against them because they do ridiculous things that no one wants to trade with them, frankly. Like no one wants to do commerce. No country wants to do commerce with North Korea. So North Korea can't generate revenue in order to sustain their first world power nature, which is basically a nuclear armament. So in order to pay for those things, they have to steal it, which is what where Lazarus Group comes in. Okay, so that was the more you know. Now, This basically says that they got in through some type of compromise. We don't know what software it is. It says unnamed software. But what stinks is the company was obviously using some out-of-date version of the software. They upgraded the software and probably felt like they were good to go, but because it was a 0-day, meaning there is no available patch for the vulnerability that Lazarus Group was exploiting, right? That's why it's a 0-day. That's how many days you have since the patch. 0. Okay. The Lazarus was able to get right back in. It doesn't say in here that Lazarus Group stole any money. I'm sure they did if they were up in there and it's being reported publicly now. But it just goes to show you guys, like, so in the world of like InfoSec, there's left of boom and right of boom. Left of boom is bad stuff happening. Boom is Lazarus Group compromising, getting into this company's IT infrastructure. Left of boom is identifying and protecting all the things that you can do to help mitigate the damage, like help prevent and mitigate the damage if and when it occurs. Right of boom is your pants are been lit on fire and now you're looking for a bucket of water to sit in. Right of boom is detecting that something bad has happened, that they've infiltrated you, responding to it, eradicating them, quarantining them, getting them out of your environment, restoring back to a known good situation. That's all right of boom. So in this case, I feel bad for this company because they did everything right and they still got screwed because the software didn't have a patch, they were able to break right through. So this just goes to show you guys, it's an old cliche in our industry. It's not a matter of if, it's when. But like this just shows you, like, you really need to think of it as cyber resiliency, not cyber security. Although I know cyber resiliency is never going to take off. I do need a shirt that says it's pronounced cyber resiliency. But this is why you need to do cyber resiliency, because even if you do everything right, you still have residual risk that you will be unable to mitigate down. You have to accept some risk. Always. GRC for the win.
Ransomware gang uses video ransom note. The Medusa Locker ransomware group posted a demand for a $1 million ransom from the Minneapolis Public School District. The group published a 51-minute video showing data allegedly stolen in the attacks. It claims it will delete this data if paid in a typical ransomware extortion scheme. The school district disclosed the attack on March 1st, saying it suffered an encryption event on February 21st. The district says it plans to restore from internal backups and didn't find any evidence of unauthorized access to personal information.
Okay, so this is not a surprise, right? We saw Los Angeles County School District get hit a couple weeks ago by Vice Society. This is Medusa ransomware. As far as I know, Medusa does, I've heard of Medusa, but I don't see them a lot. State and local government institutions are woefully underfunded. Public schools, I mean, guys, they don't even pay the teachers well. You think they've got like IT staff for days? No. This is usually typically, stretched thin resources. They might not even have a InfoSec practitioners. They only have IT people. Yeah, Eric Taylor, if you're connected with Eric Taylor on LinkedIn, he did post a link to the Medusa video, which is blurred out here. I was actually going to show it on stream, but now I realize that's a bad move. But if you want to go watch it, hey, I'll give a little hat tip for some panache for the Medusa ransomware gang. They basically put a video together. It's like, it's got like a little intro, like not intro, but like, a stinger at the beginning, like any other YouTube video would have. Then they're playing cool music underneath while they're just showing different pieces of data that was compromised, including sensitive information, students, like children's information, which is deplorable, salaries for staff and stuff like that. So the information, while sensitive, was not damaging, any more than like any other time your PII has been ripped off. It sounds like Minneapolis is telling Medusa to suck it. Medusa is definitely going to drop all of this information out on the dark web. You can pretty much assume it. At this point. So, it's tough for Minneapolis. Another instance of ransomware and the impact of ransomware. You can use this. In fact, you could even use this video. It's worth bookmarking. You could use this video if you do like a weekly meeting with your with your management, with the business side, with your executives, you could just say like, hey, when we talk about ransomware and what happens, I just want to share with you, 5-6 seconds of video. This is Minneapolis Public School. They got hit. This is what threat actors do. Not only do they ask us for ransom to unlock our computers, but they are going to put this information online. Look, here's a teacher's salary. Here's a student's information. Pause the video. Like it will have impact when the non-InfoSec people see sensitive information publicly available in a way that is scary, frankly, because it feels uncontrolled. It feels like, oh, we wouldn't allow that to happen here. And you're like, yeah, no kidding. And I'm sure Minneapolis Public School didn't think it was going to happen to them either. Maybe we should invest. Please see the attached budget request.
TikTok announces security initiatives in Europe. The popular Chinese-owned social network recently announced security initiatives to allay concerns about how it uses data from its users. In the US, this came wrapped up as Project Texas. Now TikTok revealed a new set of security measures for Europe called Project Clover. This will see a third-party security company audit its data controls and practices and set up security gateways that determine which employees can access European user data. The company also announced plans for 2 new data centers in Ireland, along with a previously announced one in Norway. TikTok will migrate European user data to these servers, aiming for completion of that in 2024. This initiative comes as the US and Canada banned use of TikTok on government devices.
Yeah, banned on government devices. And it looks like the United States is passing legislation to just ban TikTok in general. TikTok has been on a, like a tree stump campaign. Like that's not even a right term. Like you remember back in the day when politicians would like ride on the train and then they would go stand on like tree stumps. I'm not that old. I read about this in history books. Okay, like I know I'm old and I got gray in my beard, but I'm not like 1890s old. But anyways, I feel like that's what TikTok's doing right now. Like they released that not white paper, but they released that public paper on the 3 major concerns people have, like harvesting data, use for disinformation, and they tried to dispel all of those concerns. Here, TikTok is launching Project Clover to have a buzzworthy name. I wouldn't be surprised if there's some type of visually appealing logo associated with Project Clover. You guys know how I feel about logos and their impact on societal acceptance. In order to allay Chinese fears. Now, one interesting thing here, or not allay, alleviate, right? Is that, they're saying they're open data centers in Ireland. That's fine. Like all U.S. Content is supposed to be stored in an Oracle farm in the United States. The United States, because they're about to ban this, they're like losing their mind because they don't want to be banned. So they're doing everything. The one thing that I find interesting is that they said they were going to allow third-party independent security auditing. Tinfoil hat, Jerry, please, squad members, if you would, a tinfoil hat. Who gets to decide that third-party independent security? Who watches the watcher? Who is validating their work? How do you know that they're being given access to all of the things that they want? I have done multiple audits in my life, okay? Typically, when you audit, yeah, you have some carte blanche, but you don't walk in knowing everything. So you say, hey, show me your data center. Show me your AD. Like, show me your things, right? So it's not ridiculous if you wanted to kind of hide something. It's not ridiculous to put it over there. Instead of naming it secret, clandestine, wicked sensitive, stolen data -db .domain CLAN or whatever, like you would name it like whatever, like test dev project, foobar whizwang Carl, right? Server, right? I'm being silly, but my point is, like, yes, an independent third party is better than nothing, but at the same time, what is, like, who's setting the scope of that? What is all these things? Like, it's, I appreciate it, but the devil's in the details, right? All right, let's keep going.
Now a word from our sponsor, Packet Labs. Reduce cyber insurance premiums and minimize risk. Learn how a thorough penetration test can benefit your business. Download their penetration testing buyer's guide at ciso.packetlabs.ca. Packet Labs is an ethical hacking firm that will simulate real-world covert attacks to get answers to your what-if scenarios. Protect your business from cyber attacks and get the most out of your penetration testing investment with Packet Labs, your friendly neighborhood ethical hackers.
Nice, I love it. Hey, before we do the mid-roll, can I do a special shout out? A special shout out to one Peter McKinnon. Peter's in the house. Love it. I love that dude. Working his butt off. You want to talk about like a long-term commitment to a plan? Peter McKinnon's doing it. All right, let's do this. Hey. All right, everybody. If you're getting educational value out of the stream, if you're getting entertainment value out of the stream, if you're getting any value out of the stream, take a second, hit the like button. It goes a long way in telling YouTube, hey, there's a bunch of cyber people that just liked this live stream. Why don't I go out and tell other cyber people who are on the platform right now to get in here? Because clearly there's a mapping there. Hit the like button. It helps other people find us. You may have stumbled in here because I had asked people to do this the day that you were on YouTube looking around. You feel me? So pay it forward. Hit the like button. Thanks again to Barricade Cyber Solutions and Panoptcy for their continued support. I promise you guys I'll never have more than 3 sponsors on the channel. This is a decision I've made, at least as of right now. We do have a 3rd sponsor coming online pretty soon, potentially, which is great. It's going to allow a lot more things to happen for the channel. As I've mentioned, I'm investing heavily into upgrading my studio, like legitimately, like quite significantly investing. Bigger studio, I'll have 2 different kind of like things. One will be for like with another human. Like I'll have different kind of sets. It's going to be cool. I'm super pumped about it. Guys, if you want to get a newsletter from me every single Monday with 3 pieces of actionable intel, if you receive it right now and you get value out of it, please share in the chat that it doesn't suck. Like I can tell you it's good, but other people, I'm not paying them for their opinion. So holler at me, sign up, get the email, unsubscribe if you don't get any value from it. It's fine with me. I don't care. Like I do it as a public service. I don't get paid for the newsletter. I just do it. All right, now guys, I am super, super proud of how far we've come and how successful to date the Simply Cyber Community Challenge is. Really quick, the Simply Cyber Community Challenge is an opportunity for us to connect on LinkedIn and build our own networks, okay? So if you're looking to grow on LinkedIn, if you're looking to connect with other people, this is how we do it. So every single day on the stream, someone gets tagged from the previous person. Marcus Seiler currently is tagged. Marcus is about to tag someone, the Simply Cyber Community Challenge. Go on to LinkedIn, post what it is about cybersecurity you love, give some value. Heck, tag me if you would. I'd appreciate it so I can help amplify you. And just talk. Now, everybody else, look for whoever Marcus tags and connect with that person. Leave a comment, connect with the people in comments. Guys, this is an amplification boom town where we are going to build everybody in this community's network like a boss, okay? Is Marcus Seiler in here? Has he named anyone? Yeah, definitely add hashtag Simply Cyber Community Challenge. And if Marcus is not here, we may break the chain. I think we're 12 of 12 right now. Team Replay is not left out. I do love myself some Team Replay people. So if you're on Team Replay, join the Discord server. Go to the Simply Cyber Community Challenge channel on the server. Drop your name in there. I want to thank Allison Brent for her continuation of the Team Replay Simply Cyber Community Challenge. She has tagged Subro Sengupta. Subro Sengupta, you got the challenge now for Team Replay. Take it forward. And Marcus Seiler. Oh, did Marcus tag someone? Oh, Brady McNulty, my man. I love Brady McNulty. All right, guys. Brady is a gem of a community member. So thank you very much, Brady. Thank you, Subro Sengupta. I look forward to your posts. Guys, connect with all of them. Connect with the people in the comments. Now, I mentioned on Tuesday Tidbits that I went to Woodstock 99 and had a hell of a time. What's your meme Thursday? This is Dan Reardon memeing me up for the Woodstock 99. This is me. This is me right here. Allegedly. So thank you so much to Dan Reardon for the continued What's Your Meme Thursday. Let's slide back into the show, and we'll see you at the end for the jaw jacking.
Tech routers under attack. Researchers at Black Lotus Labs report the Hiatus malware group began hijacking Draytech Vigor routers, specifically models 2960 and 3900. Despite reaching end-of-life status in December 2021, over 4,000 of these routers remain exposed on the internet. Researchers found at least 100 routers compromised by the attackers so far. It's not clear how the attackers compromised these devices. Draytech did patch a remote code injection vulnerability in these models in 2021, so it may be an instance of the routers just running old firmware. The researchers say Hiatus appears to target mid-sized businesses running their own mail servers. They found pharmaceutical companies, IT services, and local governments included in the campaign.
Jesus. Okay. I've never heard of this router, the Draytech Vigor. Okay, let's just look at it really quickly. I got a couple of thoughts about this. This is a bit of a hot button topic for me. Super annoying. Here we go. Let's look at this thing. Let's look at this thing. Okay, a couple things. One, they say it's for mid-sized businesses. This can't be right. Hold on one second. What model is it? Because I'm about to lose my mind. If this 2960 and 3900. Hold on one second. I could totally lose my mind in a second. Let's see. Show me the goods. This is a Vigor 2960. Let me look at this thing. Yeah, okay. Couple things. Mid-size organization, okay? And if I'm not mistaken, this doesn't look like it racks. Oh, actually, it can rack, but it doesn't look like a traditional 1U rack mount. It looks smaller than that. If you're a mid-size organization, that means you have thousands of employees. If you have thousands of employees, your annual revenue better be pretty good, right? Because you got to pay 1,000 people's salary. If you can't afford to replace an end-of-life mid-range router from a company I've never heard of, no disrespect to Draytech, maybe it's really good, what are you doing? What are you doing? You should not be running end of life. I get it if you can't keep it up to date or patched or whatever, but end of life, dude? This thing went end of life, it sounds like in 2021. So you've had 2 years, 3 budget cycles to replace an end of life piece of tech. Get out of here. I'm not saying you deserve it, but how are you operating under the idea that you are going to be just okay? Draytech has probably notified you that it's end of life. Your IT staff has told you it's end of life. You're a mid-size organization. You definitely have IT staff on hand. You are not outsourcing at a mid-size organization. If you're running an in-house mail server in 2023, why? Unless it's super sensitive and you don't trust anyone and you're tinfoil hat all over the place, maybe. And hey, I'm interested in chat. Maybe there are, guys, I don't know everything and I'm totally into learning. So maybe there are some really good examples and reasons for operating an in-house mail server through an end-of-life 2-year-old piece of network routing technology. But I don't really see the use case where that is. This is ridiculous. And I'm really, really pumped. I'm really, really pumped that this information's coming out. I'm not happy that some threat actor is attacking this thing, but I'm happy that we're getting notified about this. And literally, this might be the only reason why a business invests in replacing their end-of-life technologies is because now there is threat intelligence indicating that you have a much higher chance, your likelihood in your risk calculation of getting compromised. So quit being cheap. Dude, these routers are not that expensive, right? Hit me up. What would a commercial grade router, just to replace one of these things cost? $20,000? Am I being ridiculous? Oh my God. Hold on. Cisco enterprise grade. I don't know why I'm so angry about this. It's so cheap. Stop being so cheap. Let me shop for this really quickly. $1,800. $1,800. $500. Dude, you can't fork out $500 to replace an end-of-life tech for a Cisco router, which is considered, best of breed or certainly up there. Geez, why don't we splurge and go for $14,000? Ooh, this one's $16,000. Whew. This one might actually, last you a couple years. Like, stop being freaking cheap, man. Like, it's so, you know what really grinds my gears about this one? It's like you would spend a dime to save a nickel. Like, you're literally cheaping out on something that's so cheap to fix, to run the risk of getting compromised and suffer such a catastrophic financial impact. It's dumb. It's like if like no business person would ever be like, oh, like here's the balance. You could spend 500 today, or you could spend 50,000 next month when you get popped. Which would you like? Nobody's gonna take the 50,000 one. Nobody. Yet here we are.
The impact of AI tools on email attacks. The security firm Darktrace reports it's seen an increase of threat actors using artificial intelligence tools to operate sophisticated scams and operations since the general release of OpenAI's ChatGPT. While the number of email attacks against its clients remained consistent since the release, it saw a decrease in emails attempting to get users to click on malicious links, while linguistic complexity of malicious messages increased. Darktrace did not see these tools as lowering the bar of entry for new threat actors. Rather, it seems to be existing actors shifting tactics to use them.
A couple things. One, holy crap. Darktrace reported 92% drop in operating profits in the half year and 6-month window. Dude, I feel bad. Okay, so like, oh my God, this is kind of a smear. This is totally aside. Okay, so just really quickly allow me this. From a business perspective, Darktrace definitely wrote this report, right? Darktrace definitely released. Oh wait, no, that isn't the report. Where is it? Somewhere Darktrace released a report. Okay, that's what this news story is referencing. Darktrace wrote the report, no doubt, in order to be, it's like marketing, right? Instead of running an advertisement, you write a white paper and then people are reading it, they associate you with good research, and then they buy your product. When the news story starts with, it doesn't say Darktrace released a report on AI. They say the company which reported a 92% drop in profits released a report. That is damaging. This is like terrible. Darktrace, I guarantee you, Darktrace is definitely not pumped about the way that this is written. Okay, that aside, ChatGPT, this has been reported since ChatGPT first blew up.
Shall we play a game?
It allows people to write better scripted anything, right? You can say literally like, write me a convincing phishing email to convince someone to go to a website, written in a authoritative tone, written in an executive tone, written in the style of Eminem, written like a financial executive, right? In English, in Russian, in Cantonese, like whatever you want, ChatGPT can do it. So instead of like broken, poor English, something that went from like Russian, Google translated into English, Google translated into Spanish, so it's like really doesn't make any sense. ChatGPT's fixing all that. So yeah, it's a great use case of ChatGPT. I'm not going to knock it. And we've known about this. This right here, again, guys, I'm going to bookmark this story because I'm giving a talk in April. I'm going to cover ransomware and business email compromise. I'm going to be talking to business people, not InfoSec people. This right here is definitely part of the current threat landscape. This is why I said at the beginning, if you're looking to get in and you're talking about interviewing for jobs and stuff like that, if you drop this little nugget of knowledge on an interviewer, like, oh, hey, like, have you heard, like, hey, what do you do to stay current? Oh, I do Simply Cyber's daily cyber threat briefing. Oh, cool. What's like a recent story and what do you think about it? Oh, have you seen how ChatGPT is increasing the effectiveness of phishing emails by making them more linguistically sound? Boom, baby. All right. So, like, there's a lot to it. ChatGPT, you're seeing AIs come out all over the place, right? Kajabi's got one, Microsoft's got one, Google's got one. Joel Belton's ice cream shop allegedly has an AI bot dropping next month that's going to suggest ice cream flavors and topping combinations for you. That's a joke. But my point is, the genie's not getting put back in the bottle, okay? ChatGPT, AI, whatever. It's here to stay. Threat actors, they always take advantage of new technologies. The threat actors don't care, right? They don't care if it's an old, like, that you send like a fake letter in the mail, a fake MySpace account, ChatGPT. Threat actors don't care. What they care about is results. You want to talk about a results-oriented industry? Threat actors. Okay, so ChatGPT is really effective right now. They're going to keep using it. Educate your end users to be mindful of it. Not ChatGPT, just like the more effective fishes they're about to get.
Coinbase launches wallet service. The popular cryptocurrency exchange introduced a new wallet as a service offering, which will support companies creating customized Web3 wallets in their own apps. The idea is companies can integrate Web3 wallets without sending users to another site to set up a wallet, using a UI they're already familiar with. The service uses a cryptography technique called multi-party computation, which effectively splits wallet keys between the user and Coinbase. This means no one party controls the keys to the wallet, but also makes wallet access recovery much simpler for end users, more akin to resetting a typical account password.
Okay. I get what they're doing here. They're trying to make it more accessible to a wider audience of people who don't have the technical capability or the understanding on how to run their own wallet. One critical thing, hold on, first of all,
I'm a crypto evangelist. I love it, love it, love it.
that's Charles Finfrock, crypto evangelist. Anytime we get a crypto story, we play Charles's sound bit. Guys, one critical thing they said in that story, wallet is a service. So no one single person has access to your wallet. No one single person, including you, has access to your wallet. Do you understand? It's you and Coinbase sharing your wallet. Now, I get it that it's going to allow integrations with Web3 platforms, and it'll probably add a little bit of security, kind of like federated authentication is for accessing other sites besides like Google or Microsoft or Facebook. But you can use those federated authentications. I'm thinking it's similar as a service. And I will say this, I have a Coinbase account because I dabbled in NFT space in order to understand it better and see how the scams were working. Spoiler alert, got rug pulled, right? But I kind of expected to lose the money that I invested. It was part of the research. But anyways, my point is Coinbase is legit. Coinbase has had independent third party. Coinbase does seem to be as legit a company as there can be in the wild, wild west that is the crypto space. So this is probably a legit service, but they said accessing your wallet is as easy as resetting your password. Yeah, you know what threat actors are very good at doing? Tricking people into thinking that they're resetting their password or giving their credentials. So no one person's going to have access to your wallet, just the threat actor in Coinbase, right? So be mindful of this. This whole crypto space is already on shaky ground. The fact that crypto is an asset, and in the second you give it to someone else, they own it, and you can't get it back. There's no retribution, nothing like that, unless you're Colonial Pipeline and somehow you have the power of the federal government helping you, and then you get $74 million back. But I digress. This does have potential. Okay, I'm not into it. This is a infosec thing. If cryptocurrency were to gain main traction, like being used as a legit currency for regular commerce, this will definitely be integrated in all of that. Okay, so look forward to wallet as a service, but also look for threat actors to begin attacking wallet as a service and hearing about compromises around the user access of the wallet. That's what they're going to attack. They're not going to attack the cryptographic aspects of the wallet. They're going to convince Carl to give them what they need to get into the wallet.
Google expands VPN availability. The search giant previously bundled its VPN into Google One, but limited access to users on its $9.99 a month tier or higher. The company announced it will start rolling out VPN access to all paying Google One subscribers over the next few weeks. Google also announced it will roll out a new dark web report feature for Google One, which will scan for personal information on dark websites. Users need to set up a monitoring profile on their Google account and can add or remove information for scanning purposes.
All right, so Google VPN, $2 a month for 100 gig throughput. I don't know. Like, anyone in chat done any kind of like network bandwidth analysis? I mean, obviously you wouldn't run your VPN all the time, but if you ran it all the time, do you think you'd eclipse 100 gigs, right? I mean, you're not going to stream Netflix. Well, maybe you would stream Netflix because if you throw it on a VPN, you could terminate somewhere else in the world. it says the VPN's available in 22 countries. It makes me do wonder though if I can like say Italy, Tom Bishop, right? Say I wanted to terminate onto the internet out of Italy so I could watch British Premier League soccer without it being blacked out in the US. I kind of wonder about that. $2 a month for VPN service is pretty cheap. Google is a super legit company, right? Magic. I just read the word magic and I got like my brain buffer overflowed. They're a Fortune, 5 company. So, you would expect it to be legit and pretty good. They do the dark web reporting, which is like, I guess they're just throwing that in for free. So, I don't know. It's worth noting right here. $20 a year for VPN, and you get extra storage and advanced security. This is pretty cool. I pay for Google One right now to have additional storage on Google. So I will probably investigate this, but, I'd be curious to look at the security and privacy policy, right? Like once you start using a VPN, all your traffic relays through, whoever the VPN provider is, right? And while you can have encrypted traffic, they still see everywhere you're going, right? You can't encrypt like the domain name or the IP address. They need to know where to route the packets. So that part's always unencrypted. So it's just the data, everything levels 5, 6, and 7 of the OSI stack to reach back into your into your CISSP or Sec Plus days or Network Plus, whatever. Like layers 5, 6, 7, the app, the session, and the whatever the other one is. That's the only thing that's encrypted.
A lot of the world runs on open source, but not necessarily in the world of cybersecurity.
Oh.
What would it take to build?
All right, so that's going to do it. We are going to jaw jack in a second. Let me play a little bit of music for you guys. Here we go. All right, so that's going to do it for the stream today. I want to remind everybody, for the people who are just here for the news, at 4:30 p.m. today, I do long-form live guest interviews, 1-hour interviews, getting deep with industry professionals. And today, we're talking with Mike DiNapoli, very technical individual. So if you like more leaning into the tech stuff and understanding more of the complexities and technical understanding of our industry, he's going to come on. He's from Simulate. We're going to be talking about cyber attack path management. Okay, this is all part of that evolution of vulnerability management. Vulnerability management is cool, but if you want to do it well in 2023, it's much more about attack path management, right? Like if I compromise an endpoint in your environment, I need to move laterally to get to the jewels, right? But how do I move laterally? What does that look like? And are you able as a defender, maybe you can't shore up the Apache struts, looking at you, Equifax, maybe you can't shore up the Apache struts facing outward on the internet, but maybe you can patch or manage or do permissions on some type of choke point inside your environment to protect that attack path from being really bad. You feel me? Okay, this is all part of cyber resiliency. Cybersecurity is spelt cyber resiliency. That's a fact. So come on back at 4:30 p.m. If you're here for the jaw jacking, which is basically, and whatever, we're 2 minutes over, so apologies to NCC Group and Base Case. We do like to keep it at 45 minutes for them, but you know how we roll up in here. We're going to do some jaw jacking. If you were here just for the news, thank you very much. We'll see you tomorrow at 8 a.m. Eastern time. Ooh, I also want to remind you guys, fun fact, this is kind of this is why the jaw jacking is the best part. This is an unexpected, completely really cool thing that I want to share with you guys. This video right here, steal these. This is going to premiere in 10 minutes. It's very unusual for me to do this. I have been working with Lima Charlie on their Cyber Defenders podcast for like the last 3 or 6 months. I've been working with them for a while. I forget how long. Anyways, I've been making content for them for their Cyber Defenders podcast. Well, this is the last month I'm going to be doing it, and they've started doing their own thing that was duplicative of what I do. And they were like, hey, I know you're going to do 2 more shows for us. Maybe could you do something else? What do you think? So we were kind of, jaw jacking and spitballing and stuff. And I said, how about I come up with 5 really cool insider SOC analyst tools or tips or resources or whatever, like a fun 5 part list that people who are SOC analysts or want to be SOC analysts could take advantage of, and they said, love it. So I have made this video. It's going to be on at 11 a.m. Eastern time, so in 10 minutes. But what I want to tell you is I want to set expectations, okay? I now pay an editor because of all of the generous, squad memberships and having sponsors to the show. I'm able to invest in things like editors and produce better quality content for you guys. This video I produced. This video I edited. So just to set expectations, this is a little bit of a throwback to the way the videos used to be on my channel. So please don't lambaste me for poor editing and stuff like that. I just want to set expectations. So if you've gotten really used to the quality of my recent videos, you may want to skip this one. But I will tell you that this is going to be a legit value add, punch in the mouth, steal these resources. That's why I named the video Steal These, okay? Now, I want to jump back really quick. Jojo did a super chat earlier and asked a question. Oh, crap, I can't. Jojo, I'm sorry. I can't scroll back up. Jojo, if you could just ask your question. Jojo, ask your question again, and I will answer it. I just couldn't answer it during the opening read there. Oh, you guys want a link to Steal These? Okay. Doink. Join me to watch Steal These at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Doink. This song is not... It's like putting me to bed, man. Give me some juice, man. Yeah, there we go. Mr. Steal Yo Resources. That's right. Swipe it. Swiper, swiper, swiper. Yeah, James Randolph. You said it, man. Hopefully, you guys... 10 a.m. your time. Yeah. 11 a.m. Eastern. 10 Central. 9 Mountain. 8 on the left coast. Drop a fat beat. That's right. Brady McNulty sent me a message. Okay, Brady, I'll check that out when I get off stream here. Take care, Jenny Housley. Always good to see you. Always good to see you. Hey, Jessica Probst. Cyber Kill Jane. You would need some beats for UTC. Oh, boy. Haircut Fish. If you are taking requests, check out the Proto Men. Haircut Fish. Don't even get me started. I celebrated the Proto Men's entire catalog. All three chapters, I guess if you want to call them chapters, or 3 movements. I know all about the Proto Men. Let's share it with everybody. Guys, I got introduced to this about 6 years ago. This is a really real deep cut. So the Proto Men, basically, they're crazy. I don't want to say they're crazy, but it's really wild what they did. But they've made a 3-act part. It's a rock opera. It's a rock opera. It's an entire story told from the perspective. It's like the Mega Man story, and Proto Man was the original Mega Man, and then it's a really well done rock opera. There's introductions, there is conflict, there is hard decision making, there is resolution. Oh, it's so good. You can listen to all 3 of it on LinkedIn, on YouTube, excuse me, on Bandcamp. Oh my God, it's so good. It's so good. Here, I'll drop a link. Oh my God. And they do it like a, like if you are familiar with, Proto Man Act 1. If you're familiar at all with Mega Man, if you grew up on Nintendo 8-bit, if you love video games, if you love smart music, this is going to do it for you. Remember, there's 3 acts. Act 1, 2, and 3. So I think Act 1 is like really Act 2. Like Act 1 is like picks up in the middle of the story. Act 2 is like a retrospective, and then Act 3 is the conclusion. It's pretty gnarly. Okay, yeah, Badman. I don't know why. So Badman just dropped a link in Discord, and the automod blocked it, but there's nothing wrong with it. So don't worry about that. We'll get that sorted out. Have a good day. Back to the sock. All right, Just Incredible Studios. Good to see you. Naturally me. Congrats, Jordan. Enjoy your vacay. That's right. Hey, I'm sorry. Did JoJo reply? Did JoJo reply? JoJo, I was basically asking if it is audit was the same as GRC analyst, but I did the research and it's not. No, I mean, auditing is a large part of GRC, no doubt, and it's a great place to start. If you took the GRC analyst masterclass, I have an entire module on audit, so it is very much related. Okay. Enjoy the vacation, Jordan. Oh, vacation sounds good. Oh, hey, Internal Stranger. Nice job getting caught up. Good to have you here. Had a pretty chill class. Programming note. And Kimberly, programming note. Next week is spring break for the Citadel. So I'm not teaching next week. So all episodes of the Daily Cyber Threat Briefing will be 8 a.m. Eastern Time. Apologies in advance to my left coast people. I know it can be troubling. Ooh, Allison Van Stone, 100 for 100. Very nice, Allison. Congratulations on that commitment. I hope... Allison, can you drop a link in chat? Would you recommend someone do 100 days of cyber? What's a key... what's one thing that you got out of it that maybe you didn't expect? Have an awesome day, Gregor. Thank you for representing Germany, my friend. Do you like audit? Yeah, I like audit. It's pretty good. I mean, the thing is, audit's good, but like audit naturally evolves into risk, and risk is a lot of fun. Oh, good. I love it, Allison. Allison, that might be a really interesting, I don't know if you've already done it, but that could be like a really interesting blog post or write-up for the community. Like for your own brand building and stuff like that, like why you should do 100 days or 5 things that you learned about doing 100 days. Maybe we could even make a video. Maybe I could interview you on Simply Cyber. I don't know. Let me know. Grew my network from 500 to 5,000. Heck yeah. I want to start doing that. Been watching your progress. Yeah, I've been following it too. Allison Van Stone, Simply Cyber community member and cybersecurity practitioner extraordinaire and LinkedIn presence. I love it. Cool, Allison. We'll connect on that. I think that the media calendar goes out through April now, so it would have to be like May timeframe, but we'll get you in there, Allison. This song's got some funky beat. Do, 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 do. All right. Possibly. I know I feel like a jerk for doing this. Kimberly, let me know if you can support. Joel Belton, let me know if you can support. Aaron KG, let me know if you can support. Eric Taylor, let me know if you can support. Jack Scott, let me know if you can support. I'm thinking about doing the Simply Cyber Con, like Simply Cyber office hour, Simply Cyber Unfiltered, whatever, tomorrow at 4:30 p.m. With a focus of discussing the Simply Cyber conference and doing some high-level planning. Christina Regalado. Christina Regalado, have a great Thursday. Oh, remember, Thursday Defensive is today, guys, which, by the way, is one of my 5 things that you're going to see in the video. Thursday Defensive, great time. Love Thursday Defensive. Not only are you going to learn something, but it's good networking, too. Be friends with Ben's asking what's 100 days of cyber. I'll let Allison respond to you, Ben. And if she doesn't, I'll answer it in a second. Let's see, where's this? Oh, Proto Man, you're so good. Emilio Garcia, have a good day. People are petering off. We're at 138 right now. That's perfect. No. It would be live. It would be live, Brady. The Simply CyberCon planning. It'd be a couple people on stream. Yes. Hope all's well, Casey. All the best to you and your family. Base case. Fixing a premiere? Oh, good. Here we go. It's going to premiere shortly. Guys, come join. I'm going to end the stream. It should push you over to steal these. I'm Jerry. This is Simply Cyber. We'll see you at 4:30 p.m. Eastern today for the long-form Simply Cyber live interview. Thanks so much. And until next time, stay secure.